Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is March 4th of 2025. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage an apocalyptic natural disaster, most likely featuring an asteroid or comet strike, a DEFCON level event in the United States, a Trump assassination, a chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear event, and or World War III during the live broadcast of Donald J. Trump's first address to U.S. Congress at the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C. on the evening of March 4th of 2025. So exactly what type of event is planned for this made-for-TV spectacle is obviously not known. I'm going to highlight the most likely events. Starting with a Chinese-based fentanyl assassination of Donald J. Trump and high-level members of pro-Trump politicians and celebrities and statesmen and military generals in the United States. This is a Night of the Long Knives-like coup executed under the guise of a Chinese-backed fentanyl-based mass assassination event. Coincidentally, the date of March 4th marks exactly 8,544 days since the CIA staged the anthrax attacks in the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks, which targeted politicians in Washington, D.C. The number 8544 contains the number 44, which is the 44th President of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama, as well as the number 84, which is the birthday of one Barack Hussein Obama, who is going to be politically resurrected in the aftermath of a Trump assassination and subsequent civil war. If the CIA forgoes the fentanyl-based assassination, they will likely stage a direct energy weapon-related attack targeting President Trump, which will result in a heart attack, a brain aneurysm, a collapse, a medical emergency. Back on September 16th of 1975, U.S. Senator Frank Church of Idaho revealed the CIA's heart attack gun, which is an energy weapon that can send an infrared or an invisible electronic ray into somebody, causing them to have a heart attack. This has obviously been upgraded to satellites at this point, so this may be Plan B. There's also the realistic possibility that the CIA is going to stage a DEFCON level event, a 9/11 style attack or a nuclear event somewhere in the world, and then once the news breaks, Trump will suddenly die of a heart attack, likely clutch his chest and then fall down. And exactly what type of attack is planned is obviously not known. I'm going to highlight the possible scenarios in a second. Coincidentally, this morning of March 4th, the CIA staged a smoke bomb attack targeting the parliament. It's called the National House of Serbia. And so some sort of disruption is planned of this event. And coincidentally, Carolyn Leavitt, the White House press secretary, has addressed this plot. So basically, the Democrats are planning to upstage the event. So this is basically what was going to happen, in my estimation. And then during this ruckus or mayhem, if you will, in the Capitol building, this is when the fentanyl attack would happen. But since the CIA will forego the fentanyl attack in the aftermath of this video and earlier reports that have been published on my blog, 911truther.org, the CIA is likely going to stage some sort of political statement, some sort of political event designed to smear Trump, designed to, so there's a possibility that somebody will be doing Nazi salutes, they'll fly swastika banners or use swastikas, paint swastikas or anti-Semitic stuff, or that they will disrupt the event, likely with Code Pink and Antifa and Black Lives Matter. There's also the realistic possibility that the CIA will have paid protesters, most likely neo-Nazis, swarm the Capitol to make it appear that Trump is a fascist Nazi. Coincidentally, the Democrats have announced plans to all be wearing pink hats. This is in line with Code Pink, who has previously stormed the Senate chambers stormed the U.S. Capitol building during a Senate hearing, as well as the Venezuelan embassy. So they have a history of this. So it's highly likely that some sort of agent provocateur based event is planned during the live address of this event. There's also the realistic possibility that the CIA is going to stage a DEFCON level nuclear event. I discovered 2 plots for an Iranian drone, possibly using the previously hijacked Malaysian Airlines flight MH370, which is a Boeing 737, I believe, to attack the brand new built iconic tower, which is part of the new administration capital in Cairo, Egypt. Coincidentally, today, Egypt announced that Hamas will not be part of the new Gaza peace deal. So that was specifically designed to provide a timely motive for a revenge attack. There's also the possibility that CIA will stage the same type of attack, most likely starting with a Hamas-based storming attack and then concluding with a 9/11 style nuclear attack with a drone, targeting the Knesset in Israel, which previously suffered an arson fire during which explosives were likely brought into the building after that event. There's also the possibility that the CIA will stage some sort of major 9/11 style or CBRN related attack in Africa, possibly targeting the Africa Hall compound in Ethiopia. So anyways, just to recap, the CIA is going to stage some sort of apocalyptic natural disaster, most likely an Earth asteroid or comet strike. Where exactly is obviously not known, but essentially the CIA plans to basically use a rocket such as the Boeing Starship or the Boeing Starliner or SpaceX Starship. They have the ability to basically, like Transformers, to turn themselves into a ball-like sphere with fire, and then they basically have large amounts of TNT, probably 10,000 tons or 100,000 tons of TNT or 1,000,000 tons of TNT that is in the ground, and then when this rocket hits, it explodes. So that's what they're planning on doing. As I mentioned, 9/11 style events, a Trump assassination event, a CBRN attack and or an attack or terror event designed to trigger World War III. Lastly, in the event that the CIA forgoes this, there's the realistic possibility that Donald J. Trump will be arrested on the floor of the U.S. Capitol building just prior to giving his speech, during his speech, or right after his speech. And this is because the CIA is desperate to trigger a civil war in the United States. Obviously, Trump is admired by, and over 70 million people voted for Trump, or 100 million people, whatever it was. And so a large portion of Americans voted for him. And obviously, they believe that lawfare is being waged upon him, and so if they arrest him, they'll murder him in some ritualistic blood sacrifice, and then they'll use this, which will be on video, to basically trigger a civil war in the United States. Last but not least, there's a realistic possibility that the U.S. Capitol building, the White House, Washington, D.C., or the greater national capital region will come under attack by Israeli or Ukraine forces masquerading as or Taiwanese forces masquerading as Chinese, Iranian, or Russian forces. And this will obviously be CBRN, chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear in nature, and it will be specifically used to start World War III. So obviously that cannot be allowed to happen. So if there's any foul play or any surprises, October surprises, if you will, during this speech on the evening of March 4th, I kindly ask that you download this video and share with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, international, and local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.